Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. I'm Nick Monticelli. If you scroll social media, there's a good chance you've come across a fake video. In fact, a report last year found 60% of us have seen a deepfake video, and the majority had no idea. Here's an example. I told the program to make a drone video of the Detroit skyline. This is what came out. Pretty close, not too bad, but if you look closely, you'll see some of the buildings aren't quite right, and the logo for GM on the rents end is definitely off. Now here's another example. This is a photo, just a still picture of Lafayette Boulevard right in front of Channel 4. I took this still picture and put it into AI and said, make a sinkhole with a car crashing through it, and then this came out. See the video? Not too bad. The car somehow makes it through. Not bad. Now that, though, only took a few minutes, not any time at all. So how do you tell the difference? Here's some tips. Have you seen this viral video making the rounds, hundreds of thousands of views, of bunnies jumping on a trampoline? As much as we need this cuteness in our lives, it's fake, made by artificial intelligence. And it turns out videos like this are incredibly easy to make.
A building explodes and the crowd runs.
Ron Stratton is one of our tech wizards at Local 4 and made this video in just a few minutes.
Honestly, if somebody shared a 5-second clip of that and said, oh my God, this just happened in Chicago, it might get some people.
We will have more details after the break.
That, the clip of me saying we'll have more details after the break, is also made by AI with just a few prompts from Ron.
You guys rolled on some footage in the studio and I have just one frame. So it's not even working off of any motion.
Oh, it's just one still picture.
It's just one still picture. I've given it no other reference but this frame right here. Once that's open in here, I can generate any prompt. I could say the man reports on an alien invasion.
And with the click of a button,
oh no, the aliens are here.
I know from working with you that that's not necessarily how you would
that's
speak.
not how I move, sure.
But if someone didn't know you, I wonder if they would put together right away that that's not your voice at all.
Here it is, it's animating me.
Here's the good news. There are ways to spot fake videos. Oakland University computer science professor Sunny Raj made this quick one using a picture of himself.
So the first thing that I want to look at are the eyes and whether they are blinking properly or not. If you have hands in the video, so that's the first thing that you want to look at, because AIs, they get confused by hands. So you might have...
How many fingers you're supposed to have?
Yeah, so you might have 6, 7 fingers, right?
We are live at the scene.
So check the eyes and hands, but also look for lighting changes, background issues, and misspellings. But one challenge in spotting a fake is we've come to accept low-quality videos like security or doorbell cameras.
It's harder for somebody at a cursory glance, especially the way we browse social media and you're just flipping through. God, if you don't give it a second to really process what that is, it'll go by a lot of people.
It seems like we need to look at everything now with a decent dose of skepticism.
Yep, yeah.
Don't take it for face value, especially if the face is different.
Yep.
And if someone has more time to spend creating a fake video, there can be more deception. Look at this viral video, a new Luke Skywalker clip that's so real, Star Wars fans were sharing it everywhere. This is AI?
That's AI. It's all completely generated.
I would not think that was
I've
AI.
already seen 2 friends who are diehard into Star Wars share this, like, oh my God, look at this fan film. Not
Really?
realizing that this is
Fake.
yeah, completely fake.
Completely fake. All right, look who's joining me here, the man behind some of those videos, editor, tech wizard extraordinaire, Ron Stratton, which I'm just realizing, I don't think I've ever seen you without a hat.
Yeah, I thought about taking it off for this, but I have like 9 black hats and I just changed
That's your
them every day.
identity now.
It is. My dress code.
All right, so looking at these videos, first of all, I don't know if many people out there understand how realistic they are getting.
Yeah, it's. I just look at that Star Wars, for example. That guy's YouTube channel is Skywalker Stories, and if you scroll through, like 7 months ago, it was such a step down in quality. Like it's generationally improved every month, it seems, with what you're capable of. And that Mark Hamill model is incredible. It looks better than the deepfake that Star Wars, Lucasfilm themselves, Disney is capable of doing. And it's just going to continue improving.
Yeah. Any concerns about what this will do over the next 2-3 years?
My thing is I'm very I don't want to say pro AI in the sense of it does.
You like the tool.
I like the tool.
Yeah.
And it's a collaborative asset. I think it's the only program, like After Effects can't teach you to use After Effects, but AI can teach you to use AI. And the more you can give it information about what you're trying to do, and you treat it like a team member and a tool instead of like competition,
Yeah.
I think you can only improve your workflow. As an editor, there's a lot of mundane, monotonous activities like logging video or like compiling and audio syncing that AI can speed up and improve. And I completely get why creatives are nervous and why it can be feared. So it's the Wild West. I mean, it's
Right.
hard to say where it can go. I see a net positive. I look at the director of The Crow, Alex Proyas. He's in Australia right now. And I don't know if the entire film is AI based, but he's working on a film that he said in Hollywood would have cost $120 million to make. And he's doing it for a fraction of that using a partnership with Dell. And it's mostly generative AI to create these effects. But his effects team, he wants them to work efficiently and quickly and creatively have an outlet instead of spending so much time rotoscoping and doing matte painting.
Right.
So I really do think as the tools improve and they get better, Hollywood can definitely benefit from just there's so if you look at some of the Marvel movies, like these are all very talented artists working on them,
right.
but it's very rushed post-production. If they could have those tools, one of the things I'm really fascinated about, we have some video for is Genie 3. That's Google's DeepMind, and I think it's going to be a huge game changer for where AI is going.
Right, so it's up there. This is a Google product, right?
It's a Google product. It is the new frontier of VR, but you generate a scenario and it's interactive video. So you use WASD like you would a video game, but you are controlling the output. And what's important about this is it's got world memory image retention. So you walk through a building, you spin around, it's generating the world on the fly, but it's retaining that street, those buildings. An impressive part is painting a wall. You can walk up with a paintbrush, put these paint strokes in, leave that scenario, come back, and the paint has stayed on the wall where you left it. And Google's kind of pitch for why this is so interesting is you can create, so yeah, here's the painting. And I just love this because it knows, it's got physics interaction, it's got particle effects that stay, like, you could have dragons appear in the scene and knock down a wall and debris would stay where you left it. It's really fascinating.
Incredible.
I just think the potential is huge. And so Google kind of pitches it as, you could create a scenario for firefighters and they could deal with an interactive scenario that's never happened before. Like on the fly, they could have events happen and they have to work together as a team. So I see the generation of this in 2 or 3 years where it's completely interactive with VR. You have 8 or 9 people sharing a world. And it's basically a dream engine. If you can come up with it, you can make it.
So it's funny to get your perspective on it from the creative side, because then I'm in the newsroom side of things, thinking about what's fact and what's fiction and how difficult it is going to be to tell them apart.
Absolutely. I think there almost needs to be a dedicated team or shift or responsibility that you have to give everything just more of a thorough look through than you normally would, because it's very easy. And as we talked about in the piece, Ring video, stuff that looks like surveillance cameras.
Right. Where the quality isn't there.
The quality isn't there.
It almost makes it more believable.
Yeah, you fill in the blanks like, it gives you pause. That rabbit video got me for a second. Until I could see like some of them just disappear completely. But that's where we're going.
We can't have bunnies disappearing. We need bunnies.
But fact checking is going to be incredibly important because as news breaks in the culture of social media, you see a story, you want to immediately tell people. And that's the problematic side of it. Is if it can fool you for just a second and you start sharing and then that just keeps going.
Game over.
Yeah, game over, completely.
Have there been any conversations, and if you don't know, it's okay, I'm just coming up with this, on who owns the material, the copyrights?
Yeah, that's a great question, because right now, that's the really problematic side. I just think back to when Napster came out and how easy it was for people to download music, and musicians were like, hey, how do I get a cut of this? How does an actor or celebrity control their likeness that people can generate? And who owns, let's say you create a proprietary IP, do you own that? Is that actually your story anymore if AI created it for you?
Right, and do you get the proceeds from it? Does Google get it?
I don't know how you create a scenario where that happens. I'd like to see that. I would, because I think the idea of an AI where you can make up your own episode of Gilligan's Island and watch it would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I'm not trying to profit from it. I just want to create new episodes of stories I love. But I think it's really important, and a priority that people's likenesses be respected
Right.
and copyrights be respected.
Right,
So,
right, yeah.
yeah.
We talked earlier about how fast this process can be.
Yeah.
I know that you worked with producer Mary
Yeah.
just to make some quick videos in the control room before you walked out.
Let's see what we got.
What's the first one is penguins.
Oh,
okay.
Penguins. Okay, penguins in Detroit. Let's see how this turned out.
So I'm reporting, and you told it to basically make penguins.
Yeah, so I think penguins are supposed to go in the water, but I know exactly what happened there, Mary. Okay, so we generated a reference video before this of what if meteors hit the city, and I think we worked off of that base original image. So it's taking the AI of the meteors, which
And it's just building on
and it's
from
building on that. Although they look like rockets to me. So
penguin rockets.
yeah. So AI is a tool. It's not smart. It's not Skynet yet in any form or
Right.
fashion. You really have to collaborate with it and direct it to get results. I find that it's best because these are large language models. They're just algorithms. So you have to build off of each other. So Midjourney is really good at generating a still image.
Okay.
And then you can animate that still image. But it might be good to take that, run it. There's a new one called Nano Banana.
What is happening?
Oh, these
here?
are dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs attacking Detroit.
Yep. So
Now this one's pretty bad.
it's awful, actually. So I don't think Spielberg's gonna be too concerned yet.
No.
But I think the more time. But again, we're talking that was during the commercial break just now.
So that was what 60 seconds of time.
yeah,
if
just
that.
about.
That's
So
unbelievable.
the more it can be refined, the better it's gonna get.
Right. What I found interesting working with AI is that my initial instinct was to talk to it like it's a computer and a robot.
Yeah.
And it seems like the more normal and conversational you are, like you're just talking to a person,
Yeah.
the better results you get.
Yeah, if you kind of think of it like Jarvis and Iron Man, you get better results. But I think one step further than that, not only do you want to ask it, like, hey, how do I answer this question? I think it's better for most models to ask it, how do I ask you this question? Like what is the preferred method for me to interact with you? And it'll give you a cheat sheet. It'll say, oh, to interact with me for best results, here's A, B, or C.
Oh, no.
And it'll learn, and as you interact with it, it's storing its interaction with you, and it'll build off of how you want to communicate with it, and it'll just improve from there.
Yeah. So look at the videos that we've made and that you've worked on.
Yeah.
When you and I first sat down to record this piece, I think it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Since then, there's been two or three new programs. That come out, right?
that Genie 3 really kind of hit the market as soon as we finished that. Nano Banana is when I touched on it earlier.
Nano Banana.
Nano Banana. That's more of a kind of a threat to Photoshop because it's very good at image consistency. So you could generate a character, and that's a big problem with AI right now is you make a character and you try to like go to a different scene. It'll become a different person. Like it won't keep those fine details in check. But Nano Banana is actually able to do that. And it really is a competitive rival to Photoshop because you could just take any image and say, remove those people in the background, but change the color to this, or give him a purple hat. And the more references you feed it, it'll just generate a high-res photo you can work off.
I've noticed working with photos, and I think it's maybe been just Chat GPT as well. I'll put a picture in and say, change this, then the faces change too.
Exactly, and that's one of the biggest problems. Even the best models out there just get so many details wrong because they don't have enough reference to work off of.
Okay.
Nano Banana seems to really work off of, and it's almost better to feed it a collage. So instead of just showing one picture of you from a package and say, make something new, if I gave it your headshot, that picture, like a Nike hat they wanted you to have in that photo, the more reference you build it in like one big collage, then it knows to reference all that and build it all together.
That's incredible.
And it'll keep that consistency anytime you generate using that reference.
I have a hard time understanding the technology behind it because
Yeah.
you give it a photo, it doesn't know what the back of my head looks like.
No.
But magically in 30 seconds it's made a video when it's got the back of my head there.
Yeah, and it's just, and I think it's just filling the blanks because it's got millions and millions of points of reference of like, oh, this is what we think a human male looks like, so let's try to just make something close. And it'll get it wrong, but there's enough data there with the pixels and the color and the timing and the lighting of that frame that it has something to reference.
Yeah. How long do you think until we see a completely AI-made movie?
Oh, I mean, they're working on a few of them now. I bet you within 2 years. We'll have
Really?
one. Oh yeah, absolutely. And whether it's, but that's another thing too, though. The AI will be a tool.
Here's
for
some
it.
videos you made.
So these are just iPhone stills of our lovely statues throughout the building.
These are statues. That
These are
just sit in our
statues.
hallways.
Yep. And it was one iPhone photo I took, and I didn't give it any direction. I said, animate this. And that was my only prompt. And it added a bird because that statue had a bird. It had this guy wanting you to come stand by him for a cup of coffee. But this was really impressive to me.
He looks lovingly into the camera.
He does. But the photorealistic nature of it is really intriguing. And I think it's just because people inherently are good at spotting fake people. And
Sure.
that I don't think, I mean, Avatar is one of the most expensive projects today, and it still looks fake to most people.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously you're talking about 10-foot-tall blue people, but I think
Those are fake?
Yeah, sorry. Spoiler alert. But you look at something in the nature of those statues, that uncanny valley trigger doesn't really go off, and it really does keep this kind of photorealistic look. And it's really, I was really impressed with
What program was that?
That was Runway ML. So,
Runway
but that
ML.
was the same one we just used to make the dinosaurs. You know, so it's only as good as the reference you give it, but it just improves every day.
Give it fake statues; they'll do a great job.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much. Man.
Of course,
I
man.
could talk to you for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Mary says we're out of time.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thanks, Mary.